when the men come, the battle station sounded. I was right where I was supposed to be, so the other men, when they come sliding down the ladder there, why, I just thought it was another drill. Mm-hmm. And they says, drill hell, the torpedoes are after us. And one of them passed up on the left side. We was traveling at a zigzag course, and that allowed us to be dodging. Couldn't get a direct aim on us. So that one went up on the left-hand side of the ship, and the other one made the turn, and then as we started to turn left again, or right again, why the torpedo went behind the ship.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you'd been out of this world. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. One of the fellows said he could have jumped out on top of it the first one that come by.
Did you dread the storms and the torpedoes? And storms were pretty scary too.
Well, we had one real tough one. We began to think the ship was going to break in two. The way to get up on those big waves and then slam down in those troughs.
If you got sideways, it flipped you over, I guess.
Oh yeah, we had to go straight into them. Otherwise, they'd roll the ship plumb over. They look like big mountains right out in front of you, and you get up on top of that wave, and you look out there, and there come that big old wave out just in front of you, and you splash down in that trough.
Oh my goodness!
And it looked like a big mountain out there, and you dive right under it. The water would run up on the forecastle and off at the poop deck.
I guess there's a lot of empty stomachs that night being sick.
Yes, they were. Pretty nearly everybody was sick on the ship.
The Navy's changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Oh yes, their ships nowadays are so far ahead of those old ships that I was on. There's no comparison at all. Mm-hmm. They got better quarters. They don't sleep in hammocks anymore. You've got bunks for everybody.
It's just like a little floating town, isn't it?
Same thing.
Doctors,
They got
post office.
You got your water pressure and everything on there just like you would in the city.
We have a lot of people interested in family history, and a lot of the tapes that will be made will give genealogy. Now, your grandmother your mother was a Tucker, and your grandmother was a Wiss, and that is one of our pioneer settlers also.
Oh, yeah.
What do you remember of the Wiss family?
Well, I can't remember much about the Wiss family except my grandmother and her brother. And I did go down and visit, can't think of the name of the other brother, but I was down there a few times and visited them. But I don't remember any of the boys now, the names or anything. Been away too long.
Well, this is a sort of a wrap-up of our other sessions, and I may bounce around skip from Oregon to the Navy to Ashe County if I think of something I've overlooked.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention about the Wiss because I know I've heard we've had some inquiries about the Wiss at our library about the Wiss family, and also I knew it was a pioneer settler of this area, which takes us back a good little time. What prompted you to leave Ashe County?
Well, I tell you, I was raised over on Cabin Creek in Grayson County, and my father sold that place and bought over in Ashe County. And we farmed there for a while, but that is still them hillside farms, too. And I didn't like to farm these hills, hoeing corn around those side hills and plowing around there. My daddy let me plow when I just had to reach up to get a hold of the plow handles because I annoyed him to death because I wanted to drive those horses or the steers, either one. And he finally turned the plow over to me.
Well, you know, he had a team of steers too.
Oh yeah, we used oxen quite often.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to work young calves. And he showed me how to build an ox yoke. And I made one just heavy enough for the calves to carry. And I like to work those. And he rounded me up a couple of calves, and I broke 2 or 3 pair of them
Really?
before I left the country.
You tried mining a while and didn't like that, did you?
Oh yes, I went when I was 14. I went out to Goodwill, West Virginia, and I worked a little while in the mines, but I didn't like that inside work.
No. It seems to me, in talking with you, there's 2 things that you really excelled in, more than 2, but the thing I gleaned from talking with you is you were just a natural with machinery and learning to use it and build things and what have you.
That is any kind of machinery. I just wanted to climb all over it. I wanted to know all about it. I just climbed over those things. I used to bring the old steam thrashers in there, and I wanted to operate that thing so bad I couldn't stand it.
Is it right? So that's why you worked right along in the engine room of a ship and born in Ashe County.
I enjoyed the work in the Navy, but when the war was over, I wanted
ready
to
for home.
Yeah.
No, I should have said more than I should have said 3, but of course you're farming. You farmed a ranch, had a big ranch, and you could have survived on the hillsides of Ashe County equally well, I'm sure. But you farmed so much in Oregon. You must have been an outstanding farmer, a rancher, too.
Well, I always tried to keep up with all the improvements that come along for farming. And I was the first one to take a farm tractor up into the Bly Valley.
Is that right?
Yeah.
In Oregon.
Yeah.
Otis, did you have a close call with them when you were?
Well, I was working on Burnt River, Oregon. That's over in Baker County. And working for some couple of Irish brothers up there on the upper Burnt River Valley. That was in the fall of 1908. We got pretty lonesome without the mail there while I was on that ranch. One evening we come in from feeding the cattle. It's getting pretty close to Christmas time, and we hadn't had any mail for 2 or 3 weeks. It's so cold that no one wanted to go to the post office. So one evening I come in and I told the boss I believe I would go to the post office and get the mail tonight. And he says, all right, you go in the house and get your supper, and I'll have you a saddle horse and some sacks ready. And he's a good trotter. He says, you just let him trot all the way. He'll take you there pretty fast. And he'll trot too. So I went and got my supper and come back out, and he had the horse all ready, and I jumped on him and took off. Got a ways up the road, and my feet began to get cold, and I jumped up and down in the stirrups. I thought my feet got warm. They quit paining me, and I thought they got warm. So I got on to the post office, and got the post office is attached right onto this ranch house up there. And he come out and got the mail for me, and I got it sacked up and tied on the horse, and he wanted me to go in and warm myself up. He says, it's over cold out here tonight. I told him if I got in there and got warm, I wouldn't want to go back to the ranch. I got on the horse and got back home, and rode into the corral and took the bridle off of the horse, and turned him loose and grabbed my sacks of mail and took them in and threw them on the floor, and took my earmuffs off, and my boss asked me how my feet was. I told him my feet's all right, and my knees are terribly cold. And he says, you get out in the summer kitchen. He says, your feet are froze. Your ears are froze. They're all black.
Really?
So I went out into the summer kitchen, and he told me to get my shoes off. And I took my shoes off, and my feet up pretty near to my ankle was black too, and stiff. I couldn't move them. And By the time I got my shoes off, he was in there with a 5-gallon can of kerosene and a big dishpan. And he made me put my feet into that dishpan, and he says, you start dipping that up to your knees and let it run right back into the dishpan. Just keep dipping it up there. And he worked on my ears till he got them thawed out. Then he come down and went to working on my feet. And the kerosene would run down off my leg and bleed little crystals of ice floating out there, just little thin crystals of it. About 1/4 of an inch long, and about this, looked like about the size of a needle point. And worked on that for about 3 or 4 hours, I guess, before we got it. Well, he wouldn't let us move until every joint in there was nice and soft and moved freely.
He'd treated frostbites before, hadn't he?
If it hadn't have been for that good old Irishman, I sure would have lost those feet clear up to my knees, probably.
And his remedy was to just keep...
He says if you'll thaw those out with kerosene, he told me about it later. He says to throwing that out there, it pulls the ice all out of there. And then you've got to massage them until you get the blood circulating again. And he says you can save them every time.
What about that?
But if they thaw out, you thaw them out with water or just let them thaw out themselves, why, you'll lose them every time.
Oh, my God.
And that's something that hardly anyone knows anything about, just some of those old-timers.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're lucky Dave was meeting him.
Boy, I was lucky that he knew what to do.
Yes. Well, another time you had the horses run away with you. That was a pretty close call, wasn't it?
Well, that was just one chance, probably in a million, that should come out of it. A big old horse kicked me right back onto they had him hooked onto a binder, binding grain with him, 10-foot binder, and this horse kicked me right back there just like a bundle flying out of that binder, and I landed right on that sickle. My head was out towards the outer end and my feet towards the inner end. There's a little scar right in the center there, one under my eye, and one right up there. You can see that little bump right there.
I see that.
Well, that's another sickle guard hit me there, and another one in that shoulder right in there. And my feet was just dragging and tangling, flopping around. And these shins are just cut all to pieces. I can show you a scar right there where one of those sickle guards come across there. And this was all cut to pieces, and a piece of bone off of one of these shins. I don't know which one now. Looking in there.
That was a close call.
And it happened, I had a young man shocking the grain there with me, but this day he didn't come out, and I was out there all alone, and about a half a mile from my truck. But there happened to be a couple of men from the sawmill that was down on the corner of my place there, and they took water out of the river there, down an old river channel to the mill where they floated the logs around in the mill pond. And they happened to see the horses running, and they didn't see any person around there, so they come over there to see what was going on. And I'd got 2 of the horses unhooked. When this one horse that kicked me on there, it just kept kicking till it kicked the tongue clear out of that thing. And that let the lines pull them right around against the binder, and they stopped. Well, when they stopped, I rolled up onto the platform and got off on the back side. Now, I had 2 of them I was using 3 horses, and I got 2 of them unhooked. And that grain was squeezing up against me, picking up those bundles, and was crossing the ditch twice, making a circle right across that ditch. And those bundles would drop out and carry me on across the ditch. And they did that every time until the horse kicked the tongue out. And just getting up to unhook the 3rd horse, and I was going to just take the bridle off, turn them loose,
Mm-hmm.
and try to walk back to my truck. But those boys come along and they asked me if I was hurt. I told them, well, not bad. So I just had a little old thin summer shirt like this one on, all I had on my back. And I was dragging around on that sand and stubble in there. That shirt didn't last very long. And my back was full of stubble and full of gravel and sand. But I still didn't think I was hurt too bad. But the Sawyer, he's a big fellow, he said, I'll take care of these horses. If you go back in my car and come around here and we'll load him in that and take him to the hospital. Well, because I didn't think I needed to go to the hospital, really. Before I got over to, he couldn't get quite to me. It was about 150 feet to walk to get across that other ditch over there, because he couldn't get to me with his car. But after I walked out that far, I knew I was hurt.
Did you have a good stay in the hospital, or did they let you go?
Well, I was about 2 weeks in the hospital, I guess. But I didn't really know how long I was in there, because I didn't pass out until after the doctors got to me, the doctor and the nurse. And he sewed all these cuts up, and it took a long time to. And he had nothing to deaden the nerves with or anything. He just sewed them up. And then they got that done while they rolled me over on my stomach and looked at that back, and he and the nurse discussed what they was going to use to sterilize out of it. And whether it's alcohol or that other. And finally he says, well, bring me a pan of ether and a batch of cotton. She went and brought a big pan of that ether in and set it down. And he took that big wad of cotton and dipped it down in there and he slapped it on my back. But man, it was just like a red hot stove cap.
Oh.
And I let a big yell out of it. But it didn't do any good. It didn't help the pain at all.
No.
So after they washed that all off, goodbye, they headed for down the hall, rolled me off the operating table on those carts. They started to the bed with me, and I passed out before they got to the bed.
I guess it's a good thing to pass out to not feel that pain
Well,
anymore.
that's right. It eased the pain.
It eased the pain. Well, you had a close call with some coyotes too, didn't you? Or did coyotes? Do they bother man?
Well, they would kill a man, I guess, but it was after the horse I was riding,
Oh.
and I was going from Upper Burnt River down to Lower Burnt River Valley, and I'd worked for these fellows' brother down below there, and an uncle of mine